I'm pumped, guys. I'm absolutely pumped. The whole market is up. The Fed came out. Our boy Jerome Powell came out and said it's time. It's time to reverse course. It's time to cut some interest rates. And the whole market loved what he said. If we look at Tesla stock, it's up 5%. If we look at the whole market, it's all up. It looks like, and I can't believe it, it looks like the US is going to pull off a soft landing, which is something that rarely happens. It's insane. And in this video, I'm going to go over the summary of what he said and how this could be bullish for Tesla going forward, because you guys know I'm going all in into Tesla stock. And the reason why Tesla stock crashed the hardest is because interest rates went up the fastest, and that brought down the stock the hardest. The opposite will happen with Tesla as well. And I've said this many times on the channel and on my X. If you guys haven't followed me there, if you guys haven't followed me, I don't know what you guys are doing. Anyways, I'm excited. Let's get down to it. Smash that like button. Let's get down to it. Let's see what he said. And what he said, man, it was as expected. Actually, a little bit better than expected, in my opinion. He said that the time has come for policy to adjust. The whole market like that. I like that. I'm like, okay. It's time to cut interest rates because we are seeing unemployment rise. The market is strong. Inflation is in the 2%, and that's something that they wanted to see. So it's time to now slowly adjust, because if we adjust fast, that indicates we're in a recession. But it looks like we are going to avoid a recession, and it's going to be a soft landing, which is, man, it's bravo. Like, honestly, that's something that's really hard to do. And, you know, I didn't think they're going to pull this off this time, but it looks like it's going to happen, which is absolutely crazy. Then he says that we don't seek or welcome further labor market cooling. Sheesh. Meaning that they do expect the economy to be very strong going forward. Now, we are seeing unemployment rise slowly, and I do think we may still see that in the next couple months or so going forward. August, this month, has been a terrible month in just everything. Even here, I'm here in Toronto, Canada. It's just been a terrible month. However, though, I do sense September is going to be a much better month, because August is the month that everyone takes a vacation, right before school starts in September, all that kind of stuff, like last minute vacationing kind of thing, right? So I can expect, I mean, this happens every year, but this year, this August has just been absolutely terrible, just bad. Then he says that my confidence has grown that inflation is on path to 2%. So the Fed is confident that the inflation is going to go to 2%. They're confident that the labor market is cooling. And they're saying that the time has come for a policy change to do some interest rate cuts. This is amazing. This is music to my ear. This is music to all investors who are long-term and bullish. This is music to all of our ears. And the whole market's going up. Gold, stocks, bonds. I mean, everything is surging up because the words of Powell saying that time has come for a policy to adjust. That, when I read that, when I was watching the live, and I'm just like, oh, okay. This made me stop doing whatever I was doing and just go like, okay, now we're going to bullish territory. Now, here's the thing. We're still not really out of the woods yet. We still have some time. We still have some stuff to go, some time to go before we can actually say that it's, you know, we are going to be in a nice soft landing. He did not specify what rate cuts he's going to cut in September, whether it's 0.25 or 0.5. All depends on what the data will be next month. If the data is better than expected, well, then there may not be an interest rate cut. But if the data is similar to previous month in July, well then, in my opinion, it looks like the rate cut in September is confirmed. But again, we have to wait for the data. I think there's going to be a 0.25 or a 0.5% cut. I do think that because in Canada, we've already reduced two quarter basis. So 0.5, we've already cut that. And we're still looking forward to cut it every single month as we keep going forward. And typically, the US follows what Canada does later. It's a weird thing. It happens all the time. So I am expecting a 0.5, not 0.25, a 0.5% cut in September, all depending on data. Now, all of a sudden, we could see something crash. And we could see something like a similar to 2020, where they had to bring down the interest rates down drastically because the whole market was in a panic. But that's worst case scenario, and I doubt that. I honestly doubt that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a gradual cut, and it's going to be a soft landing, which is, again, bravo. I mean, dude, doing a soft landing is not easy. I mean, out of the 10 times in the history of recession, I think it's happened once or twice. So it's very rare for this to happen. And seeing it happen now, hey, I gotta give it to Jerome Powell and the Fed. What they did was right. Although they were late to increase interest rates in 2021, 2022, it's how they finish, and they're finishing off pretty nicely. Now, what does this mean for us Tesla investors? It means get ready because we're going to the flippin' moon. Not financial advice, but I keep saying this before, and I'm going to say it again. The reason why Tesla stock crashed was because interest rates went up really fast, and they had to bring down prices down, shrinking their margins and their growth of EPS. The opposite will happen when interest rates go down. When interest rates go down, demand for people buying vehicles will come back because leasing and financing will get cheaper. And with Tesla, the reason why they had to bring down the prices is to match the leasing and financing payments when interest rates were down in 2021. What does this mean? It means Tesla will need to probably increase their prices when interest rates go down, because then financing and leasing is going to get a whole lot affordable, and people are, the supply and demand, right? It's a simple thing. So I do expect this to happen. And not to mention, slap on with the new affordable vehicles coming in 2025, with robotaxi, with full self-driving, with energy, with all these things loaded in the gun for Tesla. It's going to be an epic end of 2024 if the rates go down gradually. If it goes down gradually. And then if this continues to 2025, oh man, 2025 is going to be an awesome epic year. Not just for Tesla, just for the whole market, really. But because we're talking about Tesla, it's the year that Tesla is probably going to bounce back to, maybe go back to all-time highs. I'm not financial advice, but the recipes are there if it's correctly going to go down that road with, interest rates going down gradually, going down to 3% in 2026 or something like that, not 2% next year. Because if it goes down to 2% next year, we are looking at a recession, guys. We are. But so far, everything is looking pretty good. Q3 is looking to be better than expected. Q4 it's always a strong quarter for Tesla. And then we have the robotaxi event coming. It's just a lot of things going on with this. And the stock right now is up 5% because of this news. And congrats to the guys who bought the dip below $200 because it's so cheap below $200, and right now it's also cheap. That was the news for today. The summary, this was amazing. Jerome Powell, Fed came out and said, and this was expected, that he's going to say, okay, we have to reverse our policy, but him saying it is absolutely bullish for the market. The market loves it, and it says that, hey man, we are literally dodging one of the worst, probably a bad recession. And I got to give it to the Fed, man. They did a very, very awesome job in avoiding a recession. Now, again, doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet, but it looks like it. Early indicators that, hey, we're going to be out of the woods soon, which is absolutely flipping awesome. It really is, and I'm pumped. And I was hoping for the stock to go even lower so I can buy more, but hey, it is what it is. We had our chance, and it doesn't mean it's not going to go lower. It probably could. And Black Swan event can always happen at any time, anywhere. We can't predict those, obviously. But the confidence is what's really, really interesting. Going forward, it's looking pretty good. It's looking really, really good. And I'm pretty excited. And you know what? Tesla's getting ready to hit $300 per share. I made a video about it right here. Obviously not financial advice, but it's pretty interesting why I can go to 300. Check this video out, guys. Get your I Bought the Dip t-shirt. Subscribe. And I'm so excited, guys. I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.